Welcome to another Volkswagen TDI video. In this video, we're looking at my 2003 Jetta TDI with the 1.9 ALH diesel. And we've lost boost on this car. It's not making any turbo boost. So one thing to check when that happens is the VNT actuator. It could be the issue. So the variable nozzle turbo actuator is located on the bottom of the turbo on the back of the engine. It's this silver thing in the diagram here. I've got a stock diagram just to kind of show how this works. It gets vacuum in the bottom from the N75 valve. When vacuum is applied, the rod on the turbo pulls down and adjusts the variable vanes on the turbo to increase boost, and vice versa. When vacuum is released, the boost is released. To get this actuator out, you need to remove the little clip. There's a little C-clip at the top of the rod there, and there's two 10mm nuts that hold the actuator to a bracket that's attached to the turbo. So we'll go under the car now and have a look at this and remove it and replace it and see if that fixes our problem. See if I put a Mighty Vac on it. Here's my Mighty Vac. This should hold like 20 pounds of vacuum and it should move, but you see it'll get to about 5 and then it comes right off. So that actuator is defective. It should be coming down into here in the gauge, and it just won't hold any vacuum. Okay, now coming in from the top, you can see down here. Now there's good visibility up here because I'm removing the EGR cooler and the EGR valve and everything else off of here. So there's lots of room back here, which is really nice. So super convenient. You can see down there by that green pointer, there's the actuator, right? And right in front of the green pointer, there's a 10mm bolt, okay? Right here, so we can get a 10mm wrench down there and take off that bolt. Okay, and then on the inside, a little bit further in, there's another 10mm holding it on. Okay, and then there's a rod coming out of the actuator right here. See? Right here to the turbo, and it slides up and down here to access the variable vanes on the turbo, or to rather push it, and you can push that up and down to adjust the variable vanes on the turbo. Okay, so there's a little clip on the side of that, a little C-clip almost. It's a little clip which I've pried off with a little screwdriver and it went flying. I don't know where it went. I hope the new one comes with a new one. And then the clip can come off the rod, and once those two little 10mm bolts are out, the actuator can pop out the bottom. There's also a bracket that could be taken off, but really these two 10mm on top of the actuator are easier to take out, and then just pop the whole actuator out the bottom. All right, so here's the actuator off the car, right? And you can see if we put the Mighty Vac on it, it doesn't hold vacuum, right? You pump it up, won't hold vacuum at all, and the rod's not moving at all. So this thing's defective. Now the new one is here. It looks pretty close. It's a little bit taller, a little bit bigger, but the basic geometry of it and the rod looks the same. Put the vacuum on this. Right. And you see it'll hold vacuum and the rod's moving. You see it'll release the vacuum. That's what it's supposed to do, move back and forth like that. So it's supposed to start moving around 3 inches of vacuum. Hard to tell really. And it's supposed to hit the stop at around 18 inches. So we'll have to measure that on the car. That's 20. But you can see it is moving. Now one note about this particular guy is this is a Chinese knockoff. This is a replica. So people say don't use these. People say use the original Garrett or whatever the brand name ones are. But they're like 4 times the price, right? This was under $40 on Amazon. Okay, these things are like 100 and, well, depending on where you can find them. I mean, well over $100, $120, $140, maybe even more for a brand name one. I'm gonna take my chances with one. It's like a quarter of the price. It looks like a fairly simple unit. I may regret it, but they're not that hard to change if it does fail in the future, or if it doesn't actuate correctly, we can always change it. But for a quarter of the price, it's worth the cost. I'm going to try this knockoff China replica. And just one other note, we want to make sure that the initial length of the rod here is about the same. You see there's a little set screw here, and there's a little knurled adjustment knob here. So I'm just going to bring this down, and you could measure it. I think I'll just eyeball it though. I'm just going to eyeball it so that we're roughly the same height. Super scientific here. Okay, so coming back around to the car. So from the bottom, I tucked that actuator up into the bracket. You can see the one nut on there and the other one's kind of hidden a little bit further in. So on the rod here, it's held onto the turbo with a little clip. Now the clip went flying when I took the old one off, so I've got some C-clips here. I can't seem to get one to fit right. So I'm going to use one of these little carburetor style clips here. And I've got this little clip here to hold the rod onto the turbo actuator lever. Let's see if I can show you down there, right here. I don't know if that's showing up on camera. Right there. And it seems to be pretty solid, so we'll see if that holds. It might vibrate off, but it's in the groove there. A little clip like this. And if we lose turbo, we'll know why. It's because this rod popped off, but that's how it is. So now we'll put some vacuum on this and see if we can move the actuator, and we'll set the rod. Okay, now I got the vacuum pump hooked up to the vacuum line that from the N75 valve that goes down to the turbo. I've just got it hooked up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch, and you probably can't see it on camera, but I'm going to watch that rod move as I apply vacuum. So it's starting to move after a couple pounds of vacuum, which that's good. Move, move, move. And it's stopping movement at right about there, which is about 15, 16 pounds vacuum. They say about 18, but I think I'm gonna leave it. It's pretty close, right? Like, so the maximum boost, the maximum vacuum is bottoming out around 15, 16. They say it should be maybe a little later, 18. We'll see how the car does. It matches the length of the old one. Now, whether that one performed exactly right or not, we don't know, but the car felt pretty good. And this one appears to be pretty linear. It's quite a bit of vacuum before it bottoms out. Like I said, it's in the neighborhood of stopping around 15, 16 inches of vacuum. So we're gonna go with that. So that's that. That's how we replace the actuator. We'll take the car for a drive. Once we get it all back together, of course, I'm gonna clean this up. And that's the actuator. Again, a knockoff $40 Chinese actuator instead of the OEM. We're gonna see how it works. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. There's more videos coming on this. I'm gonna clean this intake manifold. There's videos on the removal of the EGR and the EGR cooler. Some coolant leak I had on the other side, coolant temperature sensor. So check some of those videos out on the channel, and thanks for watching.